Hey, in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I hated middle school, because overall I did like high school, but middle school, man, they just gave me referrals over everything. They always tried to find something to give me a referral over, like over cursing. I had so many referrals in middle school, like it was ridiculous. At least in high school, they were a little more cool about things, you know what I mean? Like at least the teachers there were a little more cool about things. In all honesty, I liked most of the teachers at high school, so I didn't have a problem with that many of them, so yeah. But middle school, people always want to write you up over nothing, and it's not the same school district that I went to either, so the school district was different in between middle school and high school, so it's like a different area and stuff too, so not that that has anything to do with it, it's just the school district itself that has to do with it, probably. But yeah, like if I was ever disrespectful, referral, done deal. If I ever cursed, referral, done deal. It was ridiculous. Like how many lunch detentions I had and all that. Like seriously, it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. And also in middle school, like when someone did something to me, they let them get away with it. But then in middle school, when I did something to somebody else, they want to give me a referral instantly. But in middle school, they justified it. It was so hypocritical, it wasn't even funny. At least in some scenarios in high school, they were fair. Even though in some in high school they were not, in some they were, I might believe. I'm not really entirely sure, but the points were focused on the middle school because overall, again, I did like high school, so like I'm not talking bad about high school, but middle school they would write you up over everything. Like even on the last day of school, like I literally got pulled out. Like the last day of my middle school, I got pulled out for doing something that was, I didn't say anything offensive. I just, because I didn't win the game, or I didn't really win anything. So I used the F word, saying that's school, and I put my middle finger up in the air. I mean, I figured it was the final day of school. Guess what? I was kicked out of the party. How ridiculous is that? Couldn't even take someone being angry. How ridiculous is that? Even though I did end up getting ice cream, I was not allowed to go back to the party at all. And like the teachers were right. Like they said, oh, I could have gotten in trouble, and then another teacher was trying to handle it by making me go to principal's office on the last day of my 8th grade year. Come on, man. This is why I hated that school. I did not even miss that school, except for the one counselor that I had during 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade, I believe. She was really funny, and we were able to be ourselves around each other. So besides that, I don't feel like I really missed anything. Most of the students were cool overall, but I feel like I wasn't really included in anything. But I didn't hate the students, don't get me wrong. In some cases, yeah, the students were better here. In some cases, the students were better at my high school, so yeah. But yeah, actually, the main thing I actually hated about middle school was, overall, was actually the discipline stuff. It wasn't even the kids, really, honestly. Like, I liked most of the kids. I'm not going to say I liked all the kids, because I didn't. But I liked most of the kids from middle school. Like, I'm not even going to act like I didn't. Like, they were cool, so they were chill, so yeah. The main reason why I hated middle school is because you couldn't even be yourself. Like, you expressed some type of anger, like everybody was looking at you, like every teacher was looking at you like you were crazy. You ever just want to flip out? That's a referral. That's a lunch detention, possibly suspension. I actually didn't get suspended that much in middle school. I had more suspensions in high school, but I had way more referrals in middle school though, so it kind of competes with each other, or cancels each other out. So yeah. In high school, I felt like it was a little better because they felt like they let the one-on-ones have a little more control over the students instead of having them go to the principal's office right away. Even though they didn't let you get away with everything at high school, so they didn't let you. Actually, sometimes in some cases they actually let other kids get away with more, but in some cases they didn't. So I'm not gonna act like it is, but it isn't. It's one of those things, like it is, but it isn't at the same time. So yeah, it just depends on the luck of the draw, I guess. But honestly, I kind of liked high school better because in certain ways they were more lenient in certain cases. Because one time I was cursing about something in the hallway in high school, and they just said, "Oh, something about like that wasn't nice or something." But they weren't like trying to get me a referral, so they were better. But that was only one time. That was just a nice teacher, I think. But you know, every teacher in every school is gonna tell you if they see you cursing about somebody or something, they're gonna tell you. The chances are, unless they're like your best buddy or something, they're gonna tell you to stop. Unless you're like really close to the teacher, which I wasn't, but I think she was a cool teacher overall. But I don't really know her, so. But the thing was, I know I'm talking about high school a bit too, but I'm just saying that in some ways high school is better, except for the people that were like hating on my videos and stuff. Besides like the cases where like they were controversial or whatever. I'm not even saying all the teachers that said something about a video or two of mine before even hated all my content. I'm not even going to say that because it's probably not the case. I'm not sure. But I know there was like a selective one or two that actually hated me making the videos altogether, and that was just so disrespectful because I really could make a career out of this. So yeah, and tell me it's unrealistic. So yeah, I'm not going to say that every teacher was bad, or I'm not one to do that. Like, I'm honestly not one to do that. I actually get to know people first. I'm not judgmental, so. But the thing is, the main reason why I hate middle school is because they were way too strict. At least in high school, they were a little more lenient in certain situations. But in middle school, you got written up over everything, man. Some teachers were, if you didn't get written up for saying something inappropriate or saying something bad, you should consider yourself super lucky, man. It was so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I'm trying to think here. Let me give me a minute here. The other thing I hate about middle school is how I feel like I wasn't really included in anything, or I mostly had to make the first approach in social situations and things like that. I felt like I had to do the first talking, I had to do all the talking, and that was just getting on my nerves, so. And, the other thing I hated was way too much homework, man. They gave you way too much homework. And I liked going outside, don't get me wrong, but actually, it was cool how they had the tables out there, so if you want to do your homework out there, you actually could, but the tables were for kids to put their bags on the seats, so it would be kind of hard to do your homework out there. Yeah, they had like the lunch boxes, book bags, whatever they wanted to put on the table. Same thing with the cafeteria. There was tables where people could put like their stuff on, like their pencil cases, book bags, whatever, phone, whatever they want to put on there. Even though I'm very careful with my phone, so I'm not going to be like leaving phones places where I know it could be stolen. I'm not stupid. So. But yeah, the thing was, I also hated, man, they really tried to get you over everything, man, in this school. Like, they really tried to get you over every little sign of disrespect, man. Yeah, and the other thing I hated was in certain situations they had to rush you too much, which I can kind of understand because they wanted you to learn a lot. But I just felt like sometimes they were like, the academics was cool because I felt like I was actually learning stuff and all that, and it was good to learn. But sometimes I felt like they should have just went a little slower with it in certain situations. And in certain situations they were cool about it, so. I'm trying to think. Trying to think, because in all honesty though, like that, all those referrals really did have an effect on my mental health after a while. Like all them call homes and all that ridiculous stuff, like it just really got to me after a while, man. It was ridiculous how many referrals I actually had. Like, it was so ridiculous. Like, if someone were to see my referrals and not know me, they would assume I was a bad kid. Like, honestly, they would actually probably assume I was a bad kid. I had so many. It was ridiculous. Honestly, that's why high school was better. Because at least incidences like where I had referrals, at least they were countable. In middle school, I had so many you couldn't even count. Like, it was ridiculous. In some cases, I couldn't even go like the first 2 or 3 months without getting a referral in the school year in middle school. Like, it was ridiculous. In high school, I almost had one until the vice principal or disciplinary person of the seniors and juniors wanted to ruin it like a week away from graduation. I was close one year, so you gotta give me props here. Still gets me mad that I was that close and couldn't couldn't win, because he really wanted to see me get in trouble that late in the year when I said something privately in the bathroom I shouldn't have said. That late in the end of the year, I could have actually had a year without a referral. I could have done it. I could have done it. I could have done it. So yeah, I just want to say, like, in middle school, I actually, a majority of these things, like, said it when, like, a teacher, like, the times I cursed in middle school was when, like, things just didn't go my way, or when someone kept disrespecting me, and I was always the one getting in trouble, man. They always want to do things. But say a kid scammed me one time with the Pokemon card, he never got in trouble. And when people were disrespectful to me, they never got in trouble. Why was it in middle school whenever I did something, they wanted to drag me down? Like, it was ridiculous. They must have hated me in middle school, man. They must have hated my guts. At least the majority of the people in high school thought I was cool and annoying. So I guess it was a win-win. So please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below what you thought. Share the video, spread the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos. And hit me up on the Cameo with your requests. Thanks for watching.